And now we have Drew McAdam. Now, Drew is a former military intelligence, he likes the music, he's a former military intelligence officer who uses his skills to entertain audiences across the world. Now, this sounds exciting. He's got a corporate show that has been performed for almost every industry that you can think of, and his after-dinner speeches and act have left audiences amazed. Now, Drew demonstrates the quickness of his mind with memory and mathematical tests. I'm for it then. Now, some of his activities include stopping his pulse, and sublimely suggest thoughts and images to another person. His fans include Uri Geller, Barry Cryer, OBE, Buzz Aldrin, he's been to the moon and back, Chris Tarrant, and Rory Bremner, the man of many voices. Now, he's Scotland's foremost mind reader, but is better known as the interrogator from the Trisha Goddard Show. Drew, evening.
Good evening, it's lovely to be here. I must say, I think it's fantastic that in this day and age you still come in here wearing a bow tie and tails. Just looks grand.
Thank you. I do try to make an effort, especially with it being Sunday. I've even shaven for the occasion also. I do try my best. Drew, how are you doing tonight? You okay?
I'm doing brilliantly, thank you very much. It's lovely to be here.
It's really nice to have you here, actually. I'm looking forward to this all week. Basically, Drew, you scare the living bejesus out of me. I saw your photograph on your website. I thought, there's a man not to be messed with. Is this true? Are you really a nice man in real life?
I am. Yes, there's good Drew and there's bad Drew. Tonight you've got good Drew.
Good. We don't want bad Drew. He's a scary looking man. He really is. Now, I've got to ask you something. You don't make any claims to be a psychic. So go on. Tell me your secret. How do you know what people think?
Well, it's not really a secret. It's 30 years of practice, 30 years of hard work. I'm fascinated by the way that the human mind works. I'm fascinated by body language, micro-expressions, because your body always betrays what you're thinking. Now, having said that, and this is Psychic Sunday, I have to say, I know how all these things work. I know about cold reading, I know about how to make it look as though I'm reading somebody's mind, but at the same time, I've seen things which I can't explain.
Now, that's interesting, because we still have Steve with us tonight as well. As you know, Steve is psychic clairvoyant as well. We have Kai Taylor normally on the show each and every week. She's back next week, of course. But it's good that you say that, because a lot of people do disbelieve in it. But some people think they're in between, they're on the fence. They either do, they either don't. They're not sure. They've been told some things they do believe. And then, like you just said, there's some things that you just can't explain. But there's things that you know, and you know how to do these things as well to get the correct answers that you're looking for. But I do like the fact you're honest, and you've admitted that there's some things that have kind of caught you out. And hopefully, I don't know, I'm not sure, I did say, I'm going to show everyone in the studio, not much use on air, on the radio, but I'll show people in the studio tonight some things that might just amaze them. Oh yeah, I've got a few tricks of my own. Now, Drew, listen, tell me, I've seen your website, drewmcadam.co.uk. I've seen the website. Some great videos on there. Do you ever get it wrong? Because obviously it's for the website, you're going to get it right. Have you ever got it wrong at all?
I have, oh yes. Good. Only about 90 or 95% of what I do actually works. It's not an exact science. Sometimes I'll pick the wrong person. I will get somebody to concentrate on a picture when actually there's somebody who works better with words, for example, or numbers. But then that's my fault. It's not always right. I'll usually get it pretty close, but I'll never... if I get it bang on, that's great. If I don't, I'm never that far off. And occasionally, yeah, I've got it pretty wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you own up to that and you admit it, but 95% accuracy is pretty high.
Well, I like to think so. It's enough to get by doing it on radio, doing it on television, and I like to duplicate or perhaps replicate psychic abilities and the paranormal. I love to be able to take any paranormal phenomena and replicate it using science and psychology.
Excellent. I mean, what other skills do you have? What is it? I mean, normally, what would entail on a show? You've got a stage show coming up in Pitlochry. So, what would be involved in that one-man show?
I'll be influencing people to put thoughts into their heads. I'll be getting people to think of maybe their first pet's name, something like that, and I'll be able to take that thought out of their head. And the other thing that I do is I work out in advance what they're going to do before they even know they're going to do it. And by combining these, I can make things look psychic. And well, certainly I'm quite happy to try a couple of experiments in the studio. The only problem being, of course, that the listeners will have to take it at face value that we have set nothing up in advance.
Right. What we'll actually do is, we've got a camera in with us tonight, so we'll film this. Hopefully they can see you over the monitor. We'll film this, what's going on tonight, and hopefully at some point over the week, if McIntyre can be bothered combing his hair in the morning after he does his breakfast show, he'll put it up on the website for us. Hopefully that's the plan anyway. So you will get to see, dear listener, you will get to see eventually what has been happening in the studio tonight. But I like the idea of the experiment. Let's hold that thought. In fact, what are we going to do? Just tell us, Drew, what's this experiment going to involve?
Well, we've still got Steve here, haven't we?
Yep, Steve's staying with us tonight. He's enjoying his coffee and biscuits.
Okay, well, we'll try something with Steve. I'm going to get them to think about something that only he would know and see if I can work it out.
Right. Don't worry, I'm the same. I'm the same boat as you, Steve.
Steve's saying, don't make it maths. No, nothing like that. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do something after the break? Or?
We'll have a little break. We'll get prepped for this, and then we'll do it after the break. How does that sound?
But we're not. You have to be able to assure everybody we're not setting anything out in advance. I'm asking for no information whatsoever.
Sure, no problem. This is all live. It's new to me as well. It's news. I thought we were just having a quick interview with Drew. But no, Drew's got better ideas here. And I'm not going to argue with him. If you see this man, he is not a man to be messed with. Honestly, B.E. Baracus, he's a teddy bear compared to this guy. So, Drew, you staying with us till 10, is that right, yeah? I don't want to upset you now.
That suits me wonderfully.
All right, I'm not going to argue with you. Don't dare go away. We'll be back in a few moments.
I'm sitting down here. Your station.
And we're back, Psychic Sunday, with Drew McAdam, our special guest for the second half of the show tonight. Drew is an ex-Army military intelligence officer, and he's going to read the mind tonight, is that right, Drew?
Yes, we're going to try a little experiment and see how we get on with it.
Okie dokie. I'll hand over to you.
Okay, I've got Steve sitting in front of me. Now, Steve, you're well away from the mic, so if you can speak up and just confirm that everything that I say is correct. We genuinely have not set anything up in advance, have we? And we've never met before this evening. I should explain that I offer £5,000 to anybody who can prove that I use any kind of stooges or secret assistance or information that I've been given prior to the show. And that's a serious offer. I want you to think of somebody whose door number you know. Okay, don't tell me anything about it just now. It could be a door number when you were younger, a friend's door number, your mother's door number. It really doesn't matter, but somebody, preferably with a couple of digits in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay, and can you think of somebody? Just pluck anybody out of the air whose door number you know.
Okay.
Got something? Right.
Yeah.
Don't tell me who this person is at this point. Just tell me how many digits are in this number. Two-digit number. Excellent. I want you to imagine that there's a door between us. Now I'm drawing that door with my finger as if it's just between us. And in your right hand you have a piece of red chalk. And you're writing that number on the door. So just see it as clearly as you can in your mind. Clearly as you can. And anybody who's listening can try and pick this up as well. Open your eyes for a minute, Steve. I need to be able to see your eyes. So just you're writing that number on the door. Just see it as clearly as you can. Now at the same time, in your mind, only in your mind, don't say anything out loud. Just start saying that number over and over again, screaming it at me in your mind. Try not to move your lips. Right. I'm writing down what I think is in your mind. Now, I've committed myself to paper. I can't change my mind now. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. It's only an experiment. For the first time, who's the person you were thinking of?
Brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law. And, right, that would explain something. What number is it, is the house number?
52.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Can you read out what I've written there? Loud as you can.
Bill 52.
I was thinking brother-in-law. I got Bill.
Oh, that's close enough.
I'm amazed, I'll tell you. I really am. I don't know if you can do it. But you've got my vote.
Can you see that there clearly?
Yes, I can see that.
Amazing, eh?
Oh, brilliant. Catch that on camera.
Right. That's me. I'm going out the psychic game now. That me finished.
Amazing stuff. Now, that's just a small example of some of the skills that you have, Drew.
Yes.
Amazing. It's amazing how he gets that. No psychic ability whatsoever, just by sitting looking at you. You're a scary man.
Spooky, huh?
I want to know your secret. Can never win an argument with this man. Could you imagine arguing with him? Couldn't tell this man one pack of lies at all. Listen, Drew, how do you feel about opening up the phone lines if someone wants to ask you any questions
yes,
about
of
anything
course,
at all?
I'd be delighted to, yeah.
If you want to speak to Drew tonight, you certainly can do. He's here till 10, 01698 337 107. If you want, you can email. We'll go and check them just now via the website l107.com. We're back in time to the 70s. T-Rex, 20th century boy. He's the man who's not to be messed with. He's just come up with another idea. Drew, what are you going to do to us now?
Well, we've got a young lady called Maureen in the studio with us tonight. Maureen, again, just so that the listeners can hear you and just confirm everything that I say is correct. We've never met before.
No, never.
We have not set anything up in advance.
No.
And again, that £5,000 is there for anybody who can prove otherwise. Earlier on, I got you to go outside with a single sheet of paper, because there's things you can do, I know, that magicians do with carbon paper and all that nonsense. You had a single sheet of paper. You went outside the studio, you made sure there was no cameras, there was nobody else watching you, and you secretly drew something which you put in an envelope, which you now have with you. You've given it to nobody, you've discussed it with nobody. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right.
It's in my back pocket.
It's in your back pocket, right? Nobody's getting at it there then, are they? Right. Visualise what it was that you drew. Have you ever been to an IMAX cinema? You know, the big cinemas.
Oh,
the big,
yes.
yep. And it fills your entire field of vision. Maureen, just imagine that you're going into one of those cinemas, and you're the only person there. The curtain opens, there's the screen. Now just project onto that, just look at me, but project onto that, one line at a time, what it was that you drew. So you're seeing it on the screen, there's a little control underneath, and I'm turning that control and it's becoming brighter and brighter, more and more vivid. You're seeing it clearer and clearer. Okay, I get my pad, get my pen. And what happens is I'll start getting one line at a time, and I'm going to start now. Just keep seeing it one line at a time. I know we're kind of under pressure here. This is a strange. This is what I've got at the moment. I'm going to hold it up so you can't see it, but Mike can. I'm starting to make so you can see that I'm getting various lines and things, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Not at the moment.
But there's a strange something like this. If it's not this, it's going to be pretty close. I do. I know what it is now, but my drawing probably. I'm going to write at the top what it is that I think. Now, I'm going to close that over. Mike, can I give this to you?
Yeah, sure.
So I've drawn it, I've closed it over. Maureen, if you can take that envelope out your back pocket. Now, genuinely, nobody's been anywhere near it. We haven't sorted anything out in advance. Okay, can you give that also across to Mike?
Okay, thank you.
Mike, if you open up the envelope.
Okay.
And then you can show us what the two drawings are. And with a bit of luck.
I'll just have a look. Unbelievable. look guys, check this out. Right, there's a drawing.
Right, that's my drawing.
Which is, it's a...
I would say that was spot on.
It's a castle. It's a big castle with half a dozen windows in it.
That is spot on.
And I've written castle at the top because, it dawned on me.
How you did that, I'll never know.
That is amazing.
That is absolutely
Because I'm inside your head now.
He's a man not to be messed with. That is amazing. Fantastic. I mean, you went outside the studio and drew that picture.
I did.
And that was just about before 9 o'clock you done that. And we forgot all about it, you just left it in your pocket. And then Drew's just sitting here and just says, right, bring it over. I sat and watched you draw that. That is amazing.
I watched him draw it as well.
I'm taking it back.
Well, that's good. That's good. The thing is that, I mean, you know, a lot of people have seen this, and that's part of the problem is we're trying to do something like this on the radio. A lot of people have seen this sort of thing on the television, and they think it's got to be stooges or it's a setup. But you know, you're shaking your head there, you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that somehow I got that out of your head.
Somehow you did get that out of my head.
And we can honestly say, you guys have never met before.
No.
This is the first time we've come together tonight. Me included. It's the first time we've all met. And now you've done that.
I do stuff like that on stage, but it's much bigger. I might, for example, get 5 people up, and each of them will do a drawing, then they're all mixed up. And I show each drawing to each person individually and ask them, did you draw this? And they have to say no, whether they did or not, which means one of them's lying. And by reading the body language, I can tell who the liar is. So I'm reading the micro-expressions, the non-verbal cues, and I can explain to the audience what it is that I'm seeing and how I know that person's lying. So I'm teaching people how to do it. But of course, by the time you get to the 5th person, once they've all got the drawings back, everybody knows that they did the last drawing, but nobody's seen it. And I do that where I will get them to concentrate on it. I'll do a drawing, and when we turn around the drawings, we've both done the same thing. So it's only, you know, a very small part of something that I do much bigger.
Yes, definitely. I wish I brought Mrs. W with me tonight, because she is an amazing lie detector. She knows when I'm lying. It's amazing. I cannot lie to Mrs. W. The wife is the best lie detector ever. I was speaking to her this afternoon about yourself, Drew, and she says, he could never read me. I'll know if he's lying. And she said it in that scary tone.
You're right.
That women can do.
We'll get her in here the next time, and we'll put some money on the table, and we'll see if I can get inside her head.
She better do her damn best to win that money. That would be handy. It's really great having you here tonight. We've got some texts we have to get through here. We're just now going to take a wee break, play some music as well, and then we'll be back and we'll go through these texts and emails. Great song, Jerry Rafferty and Baker Street on the big one. This is Lancaster at 107. Evening, if you just joined us, where the heck have you been? We've been here since 8 o'clock tonight. You've missed Steve Zeppoloid, and we're currently with Drew McAdam at the moment, the man who's not to be messed with, and he's got something else planned for us. You know, I've never been so worried in all my life. He's right next to me here. Drew, speak away, tell me what you got planned.
Sure, well, this is one of these things where you're going to be in a great position, because everybody's seen Uri Geller, everybody's seen spoon bending, everybody thinks it's a camera trick, but it's not. And very few people have actually had the opportunity to see it up close and personal. Now, I know it sounds strange, bending spoons on the radio, but you're going to describe what's happening, and hopefully you'll be able to hear little bits of what's going on as well. I've got 2 spoons. These, by the way, come from a well-known store, which I won't mention.
Okay.
But I buy them basically by the 100, and I'll often just do this, just walking about with people. And we've been doing this in the parapsychology labs now for over 30 years. If it was a trick, they would have found it by now. I'm not a magician. I can't do sleight of hand magic-y stuff.
Okay.
2 spoons, just hold the ends of both of these for me, Mike.
Okay.
I'm just going to start stroking them very gently. These are just ordinary steel spoons. Just hold one down and one up. Just pick one, the lower one or the upper one. We only need one to work with.
Go for the upper one.
The upper one, okay. You want me to work with this one, or you want to leave that one? I mean,
no, work with this one.
Work with this one, yeah. Yes, of course. Okay. All I do is I just stroke the metal very, can you see this as well? Yeah. Very gently. And in my mind, all I'm doing is asking the spoon to bend. Now, I'm not putting any pressure on that. You see that?
Yes.
Hardly touching it. But it's actually starting to bend just now.
Oh, yeah. No way. No.
Now, it's actually, can you see it just bending up? It's moving. And yet I'm...
Amazing. That is amazing.
Well, look at that. I mean,
honestly,
there's a real bending. I mean, it's about 45 degrees at the moment.
It doesn't even feel that warm.
No, there's no heat comes off. Let's try this one as well, right? Watch this. Right, I'm going to get this one started properly.
I wish this was television.
Right, just hold the end of that for a second for me, okay? Hold it quite firmly.
Right.
Now, just describe what I'm doing.
But you're just rubbing the back of the spoon while I'm holding it quite tight.
But I'm not putting any pressure on it.
No, not at all. I'm holding it tight. You can't move this spoon anywhere.
Now, I can feel that now. It starts to go almost sticky, like a post-it note. You know, when you the sticky part, and it's getting slightly warmer, but it doesn't get hot. That's it. Can you see that just start to go like rubber?
It's starting to move, yeah.
It just goes like rubber. Just at the neck of the spoon, it's just it's getting soft. It just goes like putty. Isn't that the most? How cool is that?
The side that I'm holding feels no different.
No, I tell you actually, just let that go a second. All I'm doing is just wiggling it back and forward. Can you see it just going like a liquid? The bowl's going like a... the bowl's just falling off.
Do you know,
and there's no heat, feel it, there's no heat in it.
I have no description of words to tell you what just happened. It was just waggling the spoon in the air, and the bowl
just goes like liquid, and then the bowl just falls off.
In front of my own eyes. Now, I've seen this many a time done on television. I'm like, yeah, it's trickery. One day we'll be showing the trick. You've just done it in front of me. Unfortunately, it's on the radio, but we've got it on camera. We'll try and get this on the website. But my, oh my.
Right, let's try just one more thing, and this is going to be so weird if this works. But look, normally when a spoon... sorry, I should have given you the... Just check.
Right.
These are normal, everyday teaspoons.
To me, yeah, they're teaspoons.
Right.
Something I don't see very often because Mrs. W.
Just give me one of them.
I'll give you that one.
I do everything slowly because people think, oh, maybe I'm switching spoons or things. But you see how that spoon bent there? We've got a spoon here and it's bent at the strongest point, at the broadest part.
Okay.
That's quite unusual because normally when a spoon bends, it will... Geez, these really are tough. It'll bend there at the weakest point.
Yes.
And just using brute strength, you can bend it and straighten it up. It doesn't take that much to do. Just give me your right hand. Just hold it face down like that, palm down.
Okay.
Take the spoon in your hand, hold it very gently, and just let it turn. Now, just remember when I had that spoon, you could see it just going like liquid.
Yes.
Visualise that happening and think of chocolate on a radiator. Imagine it melting. Think of it melting. You should feel this. Just let it turn. Just tell it to melt. You feel that? I'm turning the handle, but...
Yeah, I'm holding the spoon. The spoon's not moving. But you are turning the handle.
Oh, it's going now.
It's going now.
It's going now. So you can do it using brute strength.
Yes.
But you're going to need a vice and a pair of pliers to straighten that. It's like a corkscrew.
Right. He's got the spoon handle corked. Honestly, I was holding that spoon, and you were turning the handle, and to me it felt like nothing was going on, other than the fact that it was soft.
It just goes like sponge, and it just goes soft, and it just turns, and then it starts going again.
I have no ability. I have no magic. You've claimed you have no magic, but somehow I've held one end of the spoon, and you've twisted the handle. Nothing snapped. It's still complete, but it's twisted right round.
It's like... Watch this. Now, it's just on the palm of my hand, flat down. It's just rising up.
Amazing.
You see it just lifting up?
There's no strings, no wires.
No, it's just...
It's moving.
Right, just lift it out of my hand. Take it out of my hand so you know there's... And look at the neck on it. It's all bent. It's like a swan neck. And yet it was just sitting on the palm of my hand.
You didn't even touch it?
No.
The hands did not... They must have been about an inch, 2 inches apart, if that. Superman.
I'll go back round on the other mic.
Clark Kent. Amazing. A waste of spoons, but an amazing trick.
I go through a lot of spoons, and see that's you falling into the trap there as well, saying a trick.
Yes.
It's obviously not a trick. I mean, I've seen magicians doing it with spoons where they've got little hinges in them and things like that. But these are spoons I get hundreds of them every few months and just go through them at the shows.
I don't know what to say to you, Drew, other than absolutely amazing. Unbelievably, even though it happened in front of my eyes. And the one that I'm holding, and you still twist the handle. I can't explain that at all. Now have a look at that, guys.
And if you try straightening it up, try straightening it. I mean, you just can't.
Possible.
You could start your own designing spoons and sell it at the supermarket. I mean, these spoons, as you say, they're bog standard teaspoons, but they're not super thin or super thick. They're just normal teaspoons, everyday teaspoons you buy from the shop, the supermarkets.
So just in a few minutes there, we've gone from sort of 4 or 5 teaspoons, and it's just mangled, broken cutlery everywhere just by stroking it.
So there is a technique to that you've obviously learned over the years, correct? No?
Well, I saw Uri Geller on the Dimbleby Talkin' in November 1973, in which he bent a spoon. It was the first time it had ever been done. And I saw that and I thought, ooh, that'll get me girls. And at the Youth Club Christmas party a month later, I asked for somebody's key. A friend of mine gave me his key, because I used to do it with keys. I've since learnt not to do it with people's house keys. And he ended up having to knock his parents up at 1:30 in the morning to get in, because his key was almost at right angles. And I've been doing it ever since. So you're talking 35 years, basically.
A fantastic event. I'm trying to think of a word to describe it.
A demonstration, I think.
Demonstration, yeah, that's the word I was after. I was going to say trick again, but I know, absolutely amazing. Drew, I love it. Listen, if people want to book you for private events, functions, conference parties, all the information is just on your website, is that right?
Yes,
Drew McAdam, all one word, .co.uk.
Or they can also go on to Mindplay, all one word, so that's mindandplay.co.uk, and they'll also find information there about the Pitlochry Theatre show that's going on the 2nd of April, so that's Good Friday. You can go up to Pitlochry and we'll have a laugh.
Superb. So that's the 2nd of April, the one-man Mindplay show, Pitlochry Festival Theatre, and all that information you'll find on Drew McAdam's website, drewmcadam.co.uk. Drew, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely.
I've enjoyed it tonight.
Anytime.
Superb. We better head, play some ads, and we'll try and squeeze one more song in just before we head tonight. Drew, thank you.